Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 15th of February for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Every time I drop a video, you'll get an alert. Also, if you'd like to chat with me one-to-one, please see below for my testimonials and you can arrange a personal consultation. Also, if you'd like to embrace more serious astrology and do so in an affordable way, please check out my horoscope reports. You can get a 12-month forecast and a character analysis based on your time, date and place of birth, and get 30% off. Please also see the link below. Hello Aries and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 15th of February. Perhaps the biggest news story of this week is that your ruler Mars in your sector of, well, everyday enjoyment is in a right angle with Venus, the planet of love. So obviously Mars is more masculine, Venus more feminine, but they're actually in a 90-degree angle. Now this can actually create a desire, and if you're single, it could be someone in your friendship group who really starts to make your pulse race quicker. But even if you're already in a relationship, there can be a greater spark between you and yours. Perhaps the challenge is that Venus in Aquarius is a bit cooler, a bit more detached, whereas Mars in the sign of Taurus is very much about needing instant gratification. So an interesting one, but in general, all our passions and desires can be aroused by this combination. Now, of course, the Sun is also going to be moving this week, and on Thursday glides into the sign preceding yours of Pisces. It's going to be there for 30 days, and for you particularly, this can be a time of reflection. Now, that may seem a strange thing because obviously in terms of the calendar, the last month of the year where we may be said to reflect is December. But in terms of the Western tropical zodiac, the first day of the new year is when the Sun enters your sign, usually on the 20th or 21st of March. Now this year, with the Sun moving into this location, it also joins up with Neptune. Now Neptune has been in a really difficult right angle with the North Node in your sector of everyday communications since around about the end of October. It peaked in the square on the 6th of January. But the great news is by the end of this week, the North Node, which reverses backwards all the time, is inverting inside the square. And if you have felt confused, baffled, disorientated, not least by COVID as much as anything else, it really wouldn't be a surprise. But the Sun moving into Pisces does give you an opportunity to just look back over that astrological 11 months since the first point of Aries, the vernal point, and really think about what you have achieved. So if you find yourself wanting to check out the friendships that you've got that are most sincere, this would be a good time to do so. There's been such a big emphasis on your connectivity with others, but now it's about who you can really trust and perhaps open up to and be a little bit more vulnerable with. If you're someone who's very comfortable with any strand of healing, of personal development, of spirituality, you're going to be in your absolute elements over this next 4-week period. If you're someone who's more action-orientated, more typical of the archetype of Aries, then you're being asked to just pause a little bit and consider some deeper or more sensitive issues that maybe you have been a little bit reluctant to look at. Now, of course, Mercury has also been tracking backwards, and the fabulous news is that by the end of this week, it does end that retrograde, but it doesn't come out of shadow until the middle of March. And I think mainly for you, Mercury has been influencing what to do about your long-term future. So if you have had some different options, perhaps some have gone forwards then stalled, which has led to a degree of frustration and uncertainty. The good news is that I do feel greater clarity will come through, but because the Sun is moving into this more withdrawn area, In a physical sense, you may need a bit more time to yourself. But if you take that time, and if there is any kind of healing strand that you do want to engage with, then I think it can be very therapeutic. And once the sun emerges into your sign in 4 weeks, you'll be perfectly primed to fire forwards in the most amazing of ways.